Right now, the Director of Public Prosecution, Noordin, Haji, and the DCI boss, Judge Kinoti, are today opening a regional conference on prosecutions and fighting crime.
The conference comes in the wake of graft investigations and prosecutions involving high-profile individuals here in Kenya. And currently Judge Kinoti, the DCI, is speaking. Let's listen in.
Tanzania, Ethiopia, Southern Sudan, and if you find the challenges that we have been getting as a country, I can say one, particularly the human trafficking. In Kenya, almost literally every 2 weeks, a month, I can actually say literally all these countries, we have been having a challenge. Every time, children, young people, the youth, being trafficked from these countries, finding their way outside other countries in the world, but they are trafficked through our country. So we ask ourselves, how do they get from their country, respective countries, Rwanda, Burundi, Ethiopia, then to our country, and then they are trafficked to other countries? And you know very well, most of these trafficked victims, most of them, they are those who have been trafficked through their own will. They know for sure they are leaving their country, perhaps out of promises of better life or some other promises. But within the minds of the traffickers, they know exactly what is going to end up with these victims. Others, is not their will. They are trafficked by force. Here, through some other social and entertainment joints, I may not actually say about what happens, some of those places we have rescued these victims of trafficking. Or even as far as Middle East countries, not even talking about our neighboring countries, those who have been trafficked. If what we have seen happens here in our country, and then those who are trafficked outside there, the horrific lives they are subjected to, some of them death, slaves, of some vices that I may not actually mention here, is suffering. And then the network of these traffickers is so organized. And that's why I say, I'm so happy today because this challenge has been a complex one as far as our country is concerned. Because all the victim countries are here today, and I'm happy we are going to deliberate on this matter. When we look at the criminal justice system, and the way it is well, particularly the cartels are well networked, you find the people who are responsible as far as this crime is concerned. Why has it been driving from all this period? If we now count ourselves as the investigative agencies, we have the prosecution, yes, we do our work. Then at the end of the day, it terminates to the court, the judiciary. And then the cooperation that we get from now the third tier in the criminal justice system, the court, matters a lot. For us to be able now to put a stop. And that's why I would request Wayama Foundation to kindly, next time, we will not mind to be incorporated with judiciary, the members of the court, so that when we are talking some of these challenges, we may actually put our minds together to stop some of these atrocities against our own human beings. Without going into deep of that challenge, because that is actually what I can say, among outstanding organized crimes, we do suffer, all of us, collectively. I would say other organized crimes, such as contraband, from country to country. We have been having a lot of challenges in terms of, like in Kenya, if we talk about ailment like cancer, if I may say, some of these things we ask ourselves, why are they emerging rapidly in our country? You find what has expired from one country, finds place in another country, and then it's being repackaged again as new product. And all what we're repackaging as new product is just the packaging. The content expired a long time ago. They cross our borders from Somalia, from Southern Sudan, from Uganda, from Tanzania, and then these goods or products find their way to be consumed by our own people. So our cross-border security, in terms of the finished products that are consumed by our own citizens from respective our countries, that is one thing I may say for sure. We need to think seriously about it, particularly ourselves, the investigative agencies, and then with assistance of our prosecution now, to stand firm and say, goods which find their way to any other country, and for sure we know these goods are not fit for human consumption because of greed. And that rule of having millions, I don't know, it's a sickness. Our whole industry is repackaging things which they know they are going to harm people outside them. And this food is from the infant to the oldest person in the country. When we consume, perhaps even our immunity is not the same. That's why some succumb, and others, by the time they are hospitalized, that's when we realize there's a problem. I'm only talking about the regional things which basically affect us day in, day out. So that is one area I would say, my fellow colleagues from the CID, from the respective countries, this is one area I would wish to say. We put our feet on the ground and our prosecution to come very strongly to say correctively in our industries what crosses our borders. These cartels, because they are there, they are very much organized. In fact, you may find that here in Kenya, all these are sister countries, they are all represented here. Goods from the respective countries, goods from our own also country, living from country to country. And when we know, for example, look at even the oil, cooking oil, we intercept it in terms of thousands of tons. Rice into thousands of tons. Sugar into thousands of tons. They crisscross our borders. What we have repackaged here as new package leaves for Uganda for sale. Leaves for Southern Sudan for sale. It comes from Uganda, Tanzania, Uganda, or just. And then what is happening to our human beings? We start saying there's an upsurge of these diseases and all that. But it's our own, killing our own. So I'm saying we have an opportunity to all of us say enough is enough. That now God has given us an opportunity to sit down among other challenging crimes we do have of the similar nature. We find our way and say collectively what is our way forward. It is to be ruthless against these cartels, against these people who have gone in bed because of love of money, and they say we are going to stop it. With assistance now of the third-tier pillar in the criminal justice system, the court, we can for sure say this can be minimized. So to my extent, we can say we have done our part for safety, security, and the good and the welfare of our people within our regions. I only mention those two, among others, that we frequently do exchange. Terrorism is another one. Robberies. You find, like now we are exchanging a lot from Rwanda, Uganda, and Tanzania. What has been robbed in Kenya has been taken to Tanzania, Now they are giving back again what have been recovered and punishing of the criminals who have crossed the same. Just the other day, we and our team with the Director of Public Prosecution, when we were in Tanzania, to hand over what was stolen from their country back to our country. And we have said to all our sister country, to all of us, this is going to be not only a one-time kind of an incident, but this is a practice which we are going to adapt and say, as from today, you will never steal from another country and live to enjoy the root or sweat of others when you're in another country. We are going to smoke you out as a criminal, be it be an serialized, a common thief, whoever that has committed a criminal act from any other country, you will not be tolerated within our region. Be it be money launderers, those who steal from Kenya and go and get comfort, go and invest to other countries. Equally, we are going to practice the same nature of approach. If you have stolen from Kenya and you go and invest in Southern Sudan, Southern Sudan is going to work with that and you'll be brought back to Kenya or any other. Or you steal from other country, let's say in Southern Sudan or any other, come and invest the sweat of the people have stolen from here in Kenya. Equally, we are going to say no. You will not be given a space to thrive with other people's sweat elsewhere. This is the reason why I'm saying this is a forum. I wholeheartedly really say thank you for bringing us together. Among many other challenges that we do experience as a region, in unity of our purpose, saying we are going to be together and make sure crime has no space amongst ourselves. Then we are going to ensure our people enjoy their socio-economic success and happiness throughout the region. And then from there, we shall be saying our region is coming up the stage and join other economies in the world. So I welcome you all for the deliberations we are going to embark on for since yesterday and today, and looking forward, perhaps what we are going to come up with after the deliberations are summarized, then perhaps we can take a more, corrective way forward that is going to drive us even in a more, committed manner than we have been previously. With those few ones, or many ones, I say thank you and most welcome. Thank you.
And now I would like to invite the DPP of Kenya, Noordin Haji, to pronounce his opening remarks. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. The Executive Secretary IGAD, Ambassador Engineer Mahbub Maalim, fellow heads of national prosecution authorities, starting with the President of East African Association of Prosecutors, Honorable Biswalo Muganga from Tanzania, Honorable Mike Chibita from Uganda, the representative of the DPP Rwanda. We also have present the Director of Public Prosecution Djibouti and the Permanent Secretary of the Justice Ministry of Djibouti, and an Assistant Attorney General from Somalia, and a representative of the Deputy Attorney General of Ethiopia, the Honorable DCI Kenya, heads of criminal investigations from Uganda, Tanzania, Ethiopia, and Somalia, Director Bettina Amba of Wayamo Foundation, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to Kenya, first of all, and to the network meeting of directors of public prosecutions and Director of Criminal Investigations. I take this opportunity to express my gratitude to the Wayamo Foundation for organizing this meeting and for their commitment in promoting international criminal justice. The overall aim of this meeting is to strengthen the regional and bilateral cooperation between the national prosecution authorities and investigation agencies with a view of enhancing efficient and effective investigations and prosecution of transnational organized crimes. Further, the meeting provides an avenue for regional and cross-border cooperation in matters extradition and mutual legal assistance. If it was not known to any of us present today, allow me to frame the picture. Crime, and particularly transnational organized crime, constitutes a major threat to national, regional, and international peace, security, and rule of law. Indeed, in this day and age, virtually all forms of organized crime acquire transnational aspect to them, be it the planning, financing, execution, irrespective of borders. Offenses related to corruption, cybercrime, money laundering, human trafficking, even organ trafficking, wildlife crimes, illicit firearms, terrorism, just to name a few, are transnational in nature. These offenses pose challenges that we continue facing today and shall do so for the foreseeable future as the world continues to shrink into a global village. Ladies and gentlemen, such is the magnitude of the task that we face. Our gaze should and must shift from the conventional to the new. These types of offenses are complex, involving syndicates that are usually well-funded, who plan to avoid arrest and or prosecution, and in the event of arrest, hire the best lawyers out there to defend accused persons. We who stand on the right side of justice must equip ourselves and defend our nations at all times. We should not create a safe haven for the criminals in our jurisdictions. I reiterate that no singular country will win this on its own, and that cooperation and mutual legal assistance is inevitable. We either stand together or fall together. Cognizant of this, we have and have established in the region the East African Association of Prosecutors. This is made up of the original East African members, Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, and recently South Sudan. We intend, however, to expand, cognizant of the fact that the threats are beyond just these few states within the East African community. And it is our wish that the expansion will fall in line with the UN definition of the East African community, or East African region, sorry. The evolving nature of these crimes, from distinct offenses to those supported by criminal networks, require countries to foster and strengthen regional and international cooperation in order to combat them. Thus, as a region, we should recognize the need to and support the development of Thus, as a region, we should recognize the need to and support the development of national, regional, and international strategies and instruments to combat transnational crime. We should therefore adopt holistic strategies to combat these crimes. This should include capacity building of the investigators, prosecutors, and judges, as the DCI had said, on the nature, extent, and trends of transnational crime and use of modern techniques for investigations. The transboundary nature of serious and organized crime today mandates that responses are not confined to national borders. Regional cooperation in this regard is therefore vital and is no longer optional. Indeed,